What rank do we need to stay? I would probably have to get to, like, E8 or something. Like, 2 ranks up on what I am now. I mean, I am fully trained to get promoted to E7 right now, but there's no slots for it. That's another reason changing a job, or changing to another job would be nice, because there could actually potentially be, like, a spot for me to, you know, like, get promoted to E7. Right now, there's nothing. Like, I can't. There's no spots for me. So, I'm trained for it. I just can't get promoted. And that could be, like, years before a spot opens up. So, that'd be another advantage to changing jobs, is that I could change a job into a place where I could actually get promoted again. Welcome back, Wigglebot. Alright, guys. I need to pee really bad, so I'll be right back. Also, Wigglebot's here, so I'm running away. What do I have to say about that?
Be stopped. Then, Urson's power is yours.
And Dennis from Human Resources will rise. With the assistance of Phil from Accounting.
Enough. Oh my, what the? Is that a dude? It is a dude. It's dead.
Alright, my generic 80s rock. Let's fucking do this.
Go get him! I believe in you. You're gonna explode and come flying back down on me.
Probably. Hello, Mr. Butts. You can't actually hit me on it's a good thing I can't just, like, chuck it on a ladder. Wow, you are ugly.
You an ugly mother.
Okay, here we go.
Get him! I see the bomb. Oh! Oh, Jeebus!
This is gonna hurt.
Well, you stuck the landing.
Alright. Alrighty then.
I believe my Luminarch is drunk. I can't be 100%. At gunners.
Is this. I want you to defend this area.
Nevis, do you think you can do a good job with the left flank?
Sounds good to me.
He's a very cheery person, isn't he? Pain, suffering, death, kidney stones, indigestion.
Also, 2 frags and 2 stems. Armor.
Somebody
beat
blew
my
themselves up.
ass. Really?
Yep. So I trapped 2 more barrels. Yep. That's somebody dead. Let's push.
She had a Vandal Striker and it looks like a Romero hand cannon. No, they're both dead. You killed them both.
Oh, I got both of them. Oh, baby.
Mosquito and an Augusta.
Double kill.
Rampage.
I got my alert turbine back.
Oh yeah.
Easy credits.
Do it again at Lawson.
Easy credits. All right. Okay, excuse me? Hey, buddy. F you.
Don't break formation! Break formation! is attacking our general!
What the f? What is going on? What? Okay. Sure.
If you're too far away from the workbench, you can't continue building without building a new workbench.
Oh
There's
my
like a
gosh.
white circle around the
Yep.
workbench that you can use.
Yep, that's what I saw.
Oh, busted my hammer.
How was I cold during that?
I think we're good.
I see a lot of.
Nope, nope,
Oh
nope,
no,
nope.
that's that's the water! Oh no!
Did I open the ocean there? I'm trying to get back inside. I'm dead.
Did you let the
I
ocean?
opened the ocean to the outside. It just got yanked. I almost went with it.
I've been crushed by water pressure. My body's resting on top of the sub right now. It's being
Alright.
smashed into the submarine by pressure.
I think I see you on the
Okay.
sonar. You're a little dot out there.
Alright, I'm floating
on.
away now.
Stop moving. I'm gonna go get his body.
No, Zach, don't go. It's
Trying,
going
trying,
up. My
trying.
body's gone. My people need me.
Alright. I have a turn. Oh. A couple like little couple like little things. Like as we were go all the way back to the beginning of this. As we were like leaving for the airport, we were riding the Bluebird, the school bus or whatever. They were playing classical music on the radio, which felt kind of movie-like almost. They're like driving, like a bunch of freaking people packed in there with their freaking bags, going to the airport to go ship out to wherever, and freaking classical music playing over the radio. It's kind of an interesting experience, I guess. Also, when we were on the plane, flying down there, like we hit a little bit of turbulence or whatever, you know, pretty normal. Plane goes. So, one of the guys in front of me to the right, I'm like sitting there and just like, and he just like very calmly like reaches up, like grabs the emergency like pamphlet or whatever that tells you like how to escape the plane, like opens it and starts reading. I don't think it's that bad, sir. You're probably going to be all right. It's just very like, it's like very like pointed, you know, amusing. Now just power let the man read. Nah, I guess. I mean, I'm not a judge. Yeah, he was just very nonchalant. He was just very like, reaches up, grabs it, like brings it down, starts reading. All right. Yeah, so we almost died to a tornado as well when we got down there. So like just when we had like pulled all of our like serialized gear out of the Connex to like start handing it out to people, you know, like the most important stuff, a tornado rolled through. So we've got like all of our like really important equipment like spread out all over the place. It's like freaking raining like sideways and shit's flying everywhere. And then like the only place we have to go is like these tin buildings, which are in no way safe for a tornado. Like if you just die if you're in one of those and a tornado hits you. And there's like no tornado shelters, literally no tornado shelters anywhere near us. I mean, there are somewhere, but not near us. We're just kind of in our tin buildings like, well, hope we don't die. And I guess the tornado touched down like a mile away or something. That was cool. Yeah, it's the I don't see it coming, so it can't hurt me sort of building. Oh boy, time to learn how to live through this. Military get skip TSA. Hold on a second. I got a picture for you. So yeah, this is us. That's our plane. So yes. We literally, the school bus is like over here somewhere. I literally just drove up in the school bus and like dumped us all out. And you can see the bags getting sent up there. So that was quite convenient, yeah. For sure. Let's see. What else? Oh yeah, hold on a second. Let me bring this back up again. Real quick. So this over here is the like cantonment area or whatever. As a matter of fact, all of these buildings look like garbage. Like this entire base looks like it's been like abandoned, but it's functioning. Like all the buildings look like crap. So this building right here was our barracks. Like that building right there. That was the barracks that we lived in. And so like all of our equipment connexes, so like we shipped most of the gear in like connexes, right, as opposed to, you know, carrying it with us or anything like that. Plus some of the stuff was like hazardous material, like batteries and things, and you can't send that, you know, except for like very specifically. So but this entire yard here, this entire like empty area was full of connex containers. But in any case, our barracks is here, right? Our connex is here. So this whole area is connex containers. All these buildings here are barracks that other people are in, right? I don't know why they decided to like make our shit really far away. Yeah, so that was really annoying. We had to deal with that all the time. Every time we wanted to freaking get into the connex, we had to like go here. And also they like didn't let us get into the connex until like 1900 because they were afraid there was like so like this area. How big is this area exactly? How many end to end? It's about 0.3 miles, right? I'll let you figure that out, Europeans, what that actually is. Hey, guys, pretty long distance, right? But they wouldn't let us, like, touch our stuff until after 1900 because there was, like, a forklift that would be, like, moving connexes around. And it didn't matter where the forklift was. Like, our stuff could be here. The forklift could be literally, like, a freaking third of a mile away. Yeah, like 500 meters away. They'd be like, no, you can't touch your stuff because you might get crushed by the forklift. That's literally way the hell over there. I have no idea how they set this yard up. This yard was... I feel like they just kind of like took containers and like put them places and like they didn't care whose they were or where they went. They just kind of like went, all right, this is going here and that's going here and that's going here. So it might be just order that they received them in. I have no clue how they actually like set this yard up. Stupidly is how they set the yard up. So it was a bigger forklift. It was like a tractor forklift with like the big boom arm or whatever, but still. They were like afraid somebody's going to drop a connex and kill somebody or something. I don't know. Weirdly enough, on the back side of this, they didn't care. So just on like the front side, they cared about this rule. So very bizarre. And every time we touched our stuff, it started raining on us. The first time it was a tornado, and then like every other time after that, we tried to like get our stuff and like get it organized. It would just start pouring. 2v2s with a forklift, a random jumper generator. I mean, that would make as much sense. Also, when they dropped our bags off from the plane, our barracks is here. They dropped all our bags here. So you had to walk all the way over through this like freaking like ditch over here, up through the woods, all the way down this road. Go get your freaking bags, which is like a rucksack and like a bee bag and like your assault pack. So it's like a ton of freaking stuff. Just throw it on your back and just like walk it all the way back over here, as opposed to like, you know, like throwing it out over here or something. You're like, nah, we're gonna throw it here. freaking everything makes sense all the time. It's one of those things, like, it feels intentional, right? It feels like they're crapping on you intentionally. It's like, nobody could be this silly, right? Without, like, doing it on purpose. It feels like, but, you know. Don't attribute to malice, but you could attribute to stupidity, I guess. I have no idea. More that they probably just don't care. They don't care that it's inconvenient for you. Figure it out, you know, sort of thing. Oh yeah, like I said, we did, so like over here, down here, this is where the vehicle miles was put on. So like trucks and stuff would like wait in line and then go into this building, then you like put all the miles gear on and then drive out this way. So like that was like one of our main tasks. And like I said earlier, we put on more miles gear in a single day than anybody has ever in the history of JRTC during this training. So we did our random job where we were assigned like really well. Whatever that's worth. And like, I don't know, JRTC's been going on for like almost 30 years or something like that. I don't know. I forget exactly how many years this base has been doing this, but Parker ever do your job? Well, I mean, the job that we were assigned, not putting on miles gear has nothing to do with being Cav per se, but you know, what was the job we were assigned, so. Mac and cheese, ham, and green beans are still going amazing. Sounds good to me. Oh, that also reminds me. When we were putting our weapon systems on our trucks and stuff, so like I was saying, we had the blank firing adapter, which is this like weird like big thing that has to go on the end of the 50 cal. To put that on, you have to like take out a couple pins, and like one of those pins is like holding the feed pawls, which are like the two little pieces that like help feed the rounds into the chamber or whatever. Anyways, these things are spring loaded, and my driver, who is a PFC, he was trying to be helpful and help put the firing adapter on, but he did not know that that pin was attached to two spring-loaded tiny little pieces on the side of the 50 cal, and so he launched one of them into eternity, I'm guessing, because we spent like 3 hours looking for it, couldn't find it. We still had so there's two feed pawls on it. We still have the second one. So after we've been searching for it for like close to 3 hours or whatever, we're like, okay, we're not finding this thing. But I looked at it, I was like, you know what? I fired 50 cals for a long time. I think our 50 cal will shoot just fine without this feed pawl. I think it'll be fine. It's not that big of a deal, ultimately. And I was right. The 50 cal shot just fine. Like, we had that one engagement where our gunner fired 900 rounds through it, and it was fine the whole time. So, yeah. Wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, you should have it, right? But it wasn't, like, weapon destroying or anything like that. But yeah, he's never going to do that again. And it's not like we didn't, like, destroy him, like, physically. We're like, you're going to do freaking push-ups forever because you lost this piece of the 50 cal. He's tried to be helpful, and he clearly realized the gravity of the situation, right? He felt, like, super freaking bad, was beating himself up about it, like, he's out there just, like, freaking like, digging through the dirt trying to find the dang thing, right? So yeah. And he's not a crappy soldier, right? He's not a shitbag soldier, so, like, yeah, he just obviously instilled in him the gravity of the situation. He was clearly understood the gravity of the situation, so, like, alright. In the future, don't do this. Right? And I don't think he will ever do that again. I don't think he's ever going to make that mistake again. Ever. So, which is the point, right? Oh, this also reminds me. Before we left for the box, like, because we're we were like the first units to leave because we're the first guys that have to get there, right? So like, there's a huge fuel line over here. It's basically like all around this entire block. There's like massive fuel line, everybody trying to get their trucks fueled. We got the okay to bypass the line to fuel our trucks because we had to leave like first the next day, right? And so we start pulling our trucks out. I didn't see this firsthand, but it was the platoon sergeant that told me, so I can't imagine he's lying to me. So they pull the trucks out to like go around, and one of the guys in line gets so irate at this, the fact that we're like cutting the line, right? He's so mad that he freaking turns around and punches the Humvee window, like the front window or whatever, and just spider webs the whole effing thing. So he probably like busted the hell out of his hand, and he broke the Humvee window. Not having a good day. I mean, he didn't break the window. He just freaking like made it so you couldn't see through it. Just freaking tiny little freaking spider web all over the freaking window. At least that doesn't sound like something you would do, but it's hilarious nonetheless. Oh, it's hilarious for a freaking third-person perspective, you know? One of those things. It's like, you should learn to control your emotions a little bit there, friend. I understand. Probably frustrating for you, but maybe you shouldn't, like, punch government property with government property, I guess. Yeah, we do have a Pizza Hut. Yeah, there's a Pizza Hut here. Also, like, you see these are like food trucks. So there's a Pizza Hut here. This is like the post exchange. This is like where you buy like your snacks and your sodas and all that stuff. All the terrible things for you. Went through a couple of emotions in 10 seconds. Yeah, he probably had a whole lot of emotions right then. Yeah, there's a Pizza Hut that delivers here, and then like these are, like I said, these are food trucks. This is a Euro truck, which is really good. Like, I had so many euros for this truck after we got back. Like on the week that before we left back to Wisconsin. Freaking euros, man. I did have some Pizza Hut, but this is like a burrito truck, which was okay. And then there was like a burger truck over here, but it like always had like a huge wait, so I never got anything from that. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like, again, we live down here, so like if you wanted to go here, like you had to walk all the way down, all the way down, all the way over, and all... in the 100-degree weather, just sweating profusely the whole time. Also, the laundromat was here. So, like, if you wanted to wash your clothes, you had to go from here to here. Like, all the way down, all the way over, all the way up. Yep, only foot. So you had to get all your laundry and carry it like freaking Santa Claus. And then you had to hope that the laundromat actually, like, had space, because people are, like, always doing laundry over here. So, like, you'd show up, like, there was one day after we got back that I, like, walked my laundry all the way down here. It was, like, midnight or whatever. I was like, well, hopefully there's nobody there at midnight. I walked my laundry all the way down there, walked in, went, yep, and walked all the way back. Because it was just packed. I did get my laundry done at like super early in the morning though. Before we left, like a couple days before we left, I like went there, like woke up at like freaking 04:30. I like got breakfast and like grabbed my laundry and like walked it up here and like did my laundry and then walked back. So going early in the morning worked. Going late at night definitely was not the play. People don't like to wake up, so early in the morning was definitely the right choice. Take a golf cart train being driven by a person in Mickey Mouse costume. Small bus driver ground. That sounds like convenience for soldiers. Why would you do that? Just a nondescript mouse character. Alright, we'll tell a couple more stories. There's more, but I'll tell a couple more, like, quick stories, I guess, and then maybe play some video games for a while. It's good to be back, Lars. Alright, okay, before Lars leaves, make a... Not a lot of people in here, but whatever. People in here get to hear it. And I'll probably announce it someplace else eventually as well. So people are in the know. I'm about to be banned. Yes, that's it. Correct. You spotted it. So with all the money that I've made from the training before this and this training and my wife's job going incredibly well, we had a conversation, and I have quit my security job. I am going to actually try to be a full-time streamer, and we'll see how that goes. I'm going to take the next year-ish, depending on how things work out, and we'll see if we can do something with it. So, yeah, that's the plan. We'll see how it works. But I do appreciate all you guys coming through and supporting me. Because it's obviously going to become a lot more important. What time we on? Not some normal hours for you, right? I mean, I'll get a schedule again, right? Because that was a huge thing that was happening, is I wasn't able to get a good schedule going, right? Also, my job was, like, very isolating, because, like, my work was always during, like, the times when I could, like, you know, hang out with other people and stuff like that, so, like, I spent so many years, like, not really being able to, like, spend time with people that I care about, so, like, I want to be able to do that, too, right? Yeah. So, anyways, I'll get a schedule together. I'll figure out when the best time is to try to, like... I've got 3 time zones that have people that watch me from, so I gotta try to do my best to, like, you know... If nothing else, give people times when I'm on where different time zones can watch me, even if I can't, like, get a time where, like, everybody can watch me at the same time, you know, sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see how it works. And again, you can thank my wife for being supportive, and, like, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be able to do this. So, big ups to her for like, actually allowing me this opportunity. On top of, obviously, all the money that I made from the last 2 trainings. Like, I did not... It's like... They were very difficult and very long, but at least I made a bunch of money from them, so there's that. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, again, I appreciate all you guys. Thank you. Thank you for coming through. Even when it's just me sitting here talking about, you know, random army crap for, like, how many hours now? How many hours have I going now? 5 hours? Yeah. Appreciate you guys just listening to me talk for 5 hours. So there you goes. There you guys go. You get the announcement before anybody else because you were here. Congratulations. Again, I'll probably post it somewhere in the near future, but you guys get the 411 as it were. Shifts the start time by an hour every other day. Just back and forth and back and forth. Just make everybody freaking really confused. Oh, yeah. Two stories real quick. So anyways, at the end of the training, we have to do the detail we were told to do is we had to do cleanup, right? So it's going in, you get like different areas or whatever you go in. They drive you out there, you like pick things up. It's very warm, but overall it's like not too difficult of a detail. The only thing that was really, really annoying was the fact that one of the places we went was like over here somewhere. Actually, I think it was right here. Was it here? No. Anyways, it's not important where exactly it was. There was a giant pile of trash. Things of trash are everything like spent brass. Everything like spent brass and everything like that too, yeah. But yeah, there was a literal like garbage dump like pile of garbage that a unit had decided that instead of taking it to where they were supposed to take it, they were just going to leave it in the woods. So we had to pick that up. And it was rotting, and there were condoms, and there were people's underwear. Freaking awesome. Just incredible. And it was the artillery. I don't know who it was, but whoever they are, they deserve a throat punch. Like, no doubt, whoever that was, whoever's in charge of that unit, just instant throat punch. Yeah, we had to like load all that stuff up, get it out of there. That was gross. The rest of it is mostly like picking up concertina wire and brass and, you know, like regular garbage, that kind of thing, like MRE garbage, you know, whatever. Anyways, huge pile of garbage, rotting, people's underwear and condoms. I don't know who wants to have sex when you haven't showered in freaking 2 weeks. I don't know who these people are. Disgusting. Disgusting. Throat punch. Everyone. Good for them using condoms, though. Yes, sure. Also been the Gators. Ah, yes, it was the Gators. Okay. Other story is that day before we're supposed to leave. We're supposed to leave at like 1 o'clock in the morning, basically 1:30 in the morning. So the day before that, we have to wake up early, and we've been tasked as along with like a whole bunch of other people to do the rail load or try to finish the rail load for getting the vehicles back to Wisconsin, like driving them onto the train, chaining them down, all that stuff, right? So we're told we got to go do this. Now, it wasn't our task. Somebody else was tasked with this, but apparently they weren't doing it fast enough, so they decided to send like a whole bunch of people to go do it. So we don't know what we're doing. We get some like, we get there in the morning, and it's already hot, right? Yeah, we brought out, so the rail down there was like the biggest movement of rail cars out of Wisconsin ever. It might be the biggest movement of vehicles across the United States, period. I'm not 100% on that, but it is definitely, it was enough vehicles to break a record of some description. I'm not exactly sure what the record is, but there was a record broken with how many freaking vehicles we put on a train and moved down there. Okay, we were letting unqualified below the train. Yep. Yes. No, well, actually, no. A lot of them were, but we had like Pennsylvania there. We had, Ohio, I think, was there. There were a couple other states, but a lot of people were from Wisconsin. We had like over 5,000 people down there in total. Yeah, lots of cargo trains in the U.S. They're not really run particularly well, but there are plenty of cargo trains in the U.S., so there's that. So anyways, we get there, it's already hot, right? And we get kind of like a sort of a brief. There were some of the guys that were actually doing it before were there, so they like help, train people, but the like actual contractors like didn't train us at all. They were just kind of like, be safe and don't hurt yourself. Yeah. Like, okay, thank you, civilian contractors, for all of your useful input on the matter. So we kind of like figured it out through osmosis, like what we were supposed to be doing and like how we were supposed to be doing it, right? More than 5,000 people in Wisconsin? Yes, they come out of the trees and the holes in the ground. You know what they call us, badgers, right? So I'm doing what's called spannering, where you like take these like aluminum things to like put in between the rail cars. You like cinch them down so that they don't go anywhere. So like the vehicles can drive for like one. So you start on one end of the train, you drive the vehicle onto the rail car, and then you just drive it all the way down the train till it gets to the end, and then you park it, and then you chain it down. So like, obviously it takes forever to get the first couple trucks down because they have to drive all the way down the train. Aluminium, not aluminum. Adding some extra letters in there, aren't we? I suppose this is impressive about the true need of scale logistics for armies to function. Yeah. There is no correct version of that material. True. So I'm doing that for a while. Again, it's like ridiculously hot. A lot of people, once we get the spannering done for the first trains, they are able to like actually start moving vehicles on. So we get people to like ground guide the vehicles on so they'll fall off the freaking train while they're driving down and everything like that. A lot of people are taking their tops off, right? Because usually when you're doing like a work thing, like when you're actively working, you can usually like, particularly when it's hot out, you can take off like your top so that you have just like the t-shirt on, right? T-shirt, pants, boots, gloves, helmet, but at least you get like some kind of cooling, right? So most people do that because that's like pretty standard, right? You probably want to tag over the loading train. If people are tagging over the loading train, you got bigger problems, essentially, right? So we're doing that, and then the brigade sergeant major comes to the rail yard. So like, guy in charge of like all of the happenings. Well, not in charge of all the happenings. The enlisted side guy in charge of the happenings comes down and tells everybody they have to put their tops back on. So for this entire rail load. Sergeant Major, he's a major or sergeant? Oh, he's a sergeant major. See. Big time guy. So everybody has to put their tops on. It is like 109 outside, which is like 43 Celsius or something like that. So now you're in multiple layers of clothing, gloves on, helmets on, and long sleeves that you can't do anything with. So it's a rail yard, which means it's direct sunlight. There's no shade. It's Louisiana, which means there's no breeze. So it's like still air, direct sunlight, 109 degrees, humid as crap. And we're loading a train from the morning, or the early morning, and we're like all day. It is all day. Apparently, at one point, the civilians decided that they were going to take a break for an hour, and I was not informed of this, so I like spattered an entire like third of a train by myself. So that was fun. Like every time you did anything physical, it felt like you were going to pass out. like legitimately, like you got freaking like you got dizzy. Like anytime you did anything that's physical for more than like 3 seconds, you started getting dizzy. I was drinking enough water too, because I was still peeing clear. Like I was drinking enough water. I was freaking slamming water the entire time. I was just still like freaking like getting destroyed by the heat. I don't think even I have no idea like what the heck the point of like telling everybody they had to wear the top. The other thing too is there were like other units that were supposed to be helping us, and at least a couple of those units, like the second the sergeant major told everyone to put their tops on, they got in trucks and left to leave us to do the job. They're like, nope, not gonna do it. Which to a certain point I can respect that. Something stupid, really stupid just got told to you, and you're like, never mind, I'm just leaving. But somebody's got to do it, right? So you're leaving the people that are left to do it like a harder job, right? But yeah, the second that order came down, they're like, nope, we're just taking off. There are also a bunch of people that just like stood in the shade the entire day and did like no work. So that was cool as well. Leave before you're seen, right? Being clear because of the problem anyway, because the minerals the body removed needs sodium intake. Yeah, I was they had I don't know if you're familiar with drip drop. So the medical tent had drip drop and Gatorade as well, so we were like using that to help supplement the water a bit, right? Yeah, so we're doing that all day long. And we're getting to the point, we get all the trays loaded, and so, to the credit of everybody in the unit, like, everybody was working on this. Everybody in the 105th for the cab was working on this task. Where, like, the commander was out there chaining down trucks to try to get the job done. The first sergeant was out there chaining down trucks to try to get the job done. So it's like literally from the top down from our troop. We're out there, like every single person, all hands on deck, trying to get this job done, right? Reno's physiology again. We have something called Resorb here, which is essentially just minerals in a tablet you put in water. Oh, okay, nice. More of a brain person myself, but still. Yeah, you need minerals in water too. Your body just literally moves sodium around, the water follows, right? Yeah, chaining. So once I finished spannering all the trains, like I went to go help chain the trains, which was like chaining the trains is like legitimate, like hell on earth. Because the rail car itself has been sitting in the sun getting heated all day long by 109 degrees, 43 degrees Celsius, sunshine. So, and the rail car is straight metal. And you have to kneel down or lay down on that and grab these freaking heavy chains and loop it through the chain points, link it, tighten it, and you have to like pull the freaking chains like out of the rail car because they're like on these like freaking like tram things or whatever in the rail car. You have to like tram those to the right place and like lock them in place. So like you would do that, and like again, like every time you stood up, like you like had to like grab something and be like, because otherwise you would freaking just pass out, like because you were just so incredibly hot. I was like burning myself through my freaking uniform pants because the train was so hot. Just buckets of sweat, right? There was a medic, like van set up near this happenings, right? No. No, we wore that stuff all day long. But yeah, so yeah, the medic can't just like unilaterally be like, nope. The medic has to treat people if they freaking start dying of heat exhaustion, but they don't get to say. Okay, so we finally get the trains loaded. We're chaining them down. We chain down the majority of they're called spurs, so it's like pieces of the train, basically. So you don't have like the whole train laid out. You have like pieces of the train in the rail yard, right? So you like fill up the pieces of the train. So we have all except for like the 5th and 6th spur done, like all chained and stuff. And we don't need to finish chaining the 5th and 6th one, thank goodness, because tomorrow they have enough time to like finish that part of it, essentially. But then we have to like go through this inspection to make sure that like everything is like correct before we leave. And there was a lot of like the first sergeant and sergeant majors were like freaking. There was very high up leadership, very angry at each other about what was happening. Freaking headbutting occurring, like freaking like almost mutiny levels of headbutting occurring. Like nobody was happy. There's like there was not a single person in this operation was even remotely happy, you know. They were just in love, right? Yeah. But we start going through the process. They get a couple of teams, and then like an inspector guy that like is going to go down the trains and basically be like, this is a deficiency, fix it. This is a deficiency. This is loose. This is whatever, you know. And so I volunteer for part of one of those teams because I'm like, okay, I want to get this done. I've been basically working the entire day, like almost end for end with barely any breaks, because it's like I want to get this done. I want to like be doing the shit work so somebody else doesn't have to, you know, as much as possible. So I'm working pretty much all day with very few breaks, and doing like the shittiest jobs I can possibly find. So we start to, the inspector is like, okay, these chains are loose, so these need to get tightened up, this or whatever. So I start like working on this chain to like undo it, right? So I can like tighten it. And I start doing that, and my left hand just goes, like this. And I can't like push it out. Like it's just stuck. My hand is just stuck like this. And I'm like, other than being Spider-Man at this point, just like, that's not good. It's not supposed to do that. This whole like tendon like down here, I can like feel it like tight, right? Like, okay, so like pry it open, right? Then it's like, I start to move it. So I start to move my finger just slightly again, and like I get it to like here, and it just goes tick. It just like instantly locks up again. Okay. So I turn to the guy that I'm working with, and I'm like, I need to go have this looked at. My hand doesn't open. And he's like, oh gosh. So I get off the train and I start walking towards the medical tent. As I'm walking past the medical tent, our sergeant major, not the brigade sergeant major, our sergeant major, I'm like walking past, and he's like, you okay? I'm like, my hand won't open. He's like, yeah, you should probably go sit down. Yeah, just go sit down. I'm like, all right, sounds good, sergeant major. So I walk over to the medical tent, and I'm like, yeah, my hand won't open. So so I pry it open again, and it's like closes, like pry it open again, and it just closes. And eventually it starts to loosen up, right? And then it's like, it only like snaps when I like get it like closer or whatever, as opposed to like snapping when I just like move my finger slightly. And then finally it gets like loose enough that like this, like the tendon, like whatever, all these muscles in here, right, still like hurt. But like I can, you know, it's not like locking up anymore, essentially, right? So that was cool. I'm glad I lost control of my hand. Super neat. But anyways, that was the end of my train adventure. They finished inspecting it, and then finally got the rest of the people out of there at the end of the day. And then we had to, by that point, it was like 1900 or something, and we had to leave at 1 a.m. So, you know, we only had a couple hours to like shower after all that and get finish up our stuff to like get to the buses and things. So yeah, that was one of the stupidest days I've ever been alive. Legitimately. I've been alive many days. That is very high on the list, if not the stupidest day I've ever been alive. It felt like they were trying to kill us. Like, it legitimately felt like they were trying to kill us or something. I don't know what the heck was going on. It was just freaking just like, I can't even put words to like how dumb that was. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what that was. Like, I'm assuming it probably had to do something to do with like freaking water in my body or something like that, right? Something just wasn't functioning properly because of sweating too much and not getting enough like the perfect, or not getting enough of like the correct stuff to like maintain. It is my birthday soon. About 12 days from now, as a matter of fact. So yeah, that's my two stories. My last two quick stories. I mean, the last one was a little bit longer, but like, I don't know. I just can't convey how like miserable that was, and how stupid everything involved with that was. Like, how many bad ideas were just end for end the entire time. It's ridiculous. Just utterly ridiculous. Working made the time go faster? Well, you couldn't figure out what time of day it was because you were about to freaking pass out and die the entire time. I explained, like, every time you, like, stood up from chaining, this is like edging death. Like, that's what it felt like. You know? I want to get close to dying. I don't want to actually die. I just want to be very close to dying. Yep, exactly. I know you get heat cramps, so probably muscles locking and some cramp because of lack of water, but I'm also not remotely a doctor. Yeah, I'm sure it was some kind of like muscle spasm cramp or something like that. Again, I was well hydrated. It was just, I'm sure that I was just missing like some specific like level of salts or minerals or something like that from working all day long. No, Nimwin's not German. He's worse. He's a Swede. No, I'm just kidding. The mountain German. We got the lowland Germans. We got the mountain Germans. Oh, hold on. One more thing before I stop talking about JRTC for a minute. Or before I'm reminded of more. So, like I said, we flew down there, right? Everything being really dumb, you know, reminded me of this. We flew down there, right? And the entire time we were down there, like, almost the entire time, there were rumors that, like, we weren't going to get to fly home. We were going to be put on buses to go home, right? To save the state money as opposed to, you know, flying us. Because our time is not important, sort of thing, you know. So the person, like, they still hadn't figured, like, it was like 2 days before we were supposed to leave or something, and I still hadn't figured out, like, how the heck we were getting out of there. Like, flying buses, like, there wasn't any itinerary. Nobody knew how we were leaving. And there was somebody there was a captain lady, ma'am, that was in charge of all of that, whose specific job was to figure this stuff out, how to get us there and how to get us to leave, right? Should have jumped on the train, all right? And apparently, she couldn't do her job from Louisiana, so she had to fly home before all of us did to do her job from Wisconsin because it was just too difficult to do it from Louisiana. I don't know why. I hope there was a good reason for it, as opposed to, I just don't want to be here anymore. I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave everybody here. But considering what comes next, I wouldn't be surprised if the reason was just like, screw all you people. I'm going home and you don't. Because obviously lots of people were pressing her as to like, how are we getting home? How are we going back to Wisconsin? What is happening with the transit? Apparently, she was quoted as saying, they should be glad that they're getting home at all. That's cool. Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that. It's like, what? This is your one job. Figure it out. Already in Wisconsin. Meanwhile, we're busy suffering in the sun, freaking putting trains together. Anyway. Well, she was already in Wisconsin, so what are we gonna do to her? There's a bunch of people that need to get slapped. There's a whole bunch of people that need to get slapped. Or throat punched. Or both. Anyways. Imagine they didn't get you home. Well, that was one of the things I joked about. I joked about them, like, being like, oh, your orders are up, and they just, like, kick us out of the base, and they just, like, put us at the front gate, and they're like, good luck. They close the gate. Oh. This is exciting. But yeah, anyways, we did get buses. The most lazy bus itineraries possible, but we did actually get buses to drive us home. So I guess I'm glad that I got home at all. That being said, I did do a lot of sleeping on the bus. And I got to see the joys of Arkansas. And Missouri again, and Illinois. Got 6 more years, Hyper. Just 6 more years. Did they save money? Yeah, because they didn't actually, like, pay for our food besides throwing MREs at us, which they already had those, right? So it's not like they bought us any, like, food at a restaurant or anything like that. They was like, here's MREs. Alright. I still have my MREs, because the buses did make multiple stops, and we, like, you know, bought, like, food from a fuel station or, like, Wendy's or something, which is our own money, not the military's, but my MREs that from the bus ride I still have in my assault pack in the kitchen. 43. Because I joined when I was 23, so it'll be 43 after 20 years, right? Yeah, it's like a 18-hour ride or something like that. Yeah, you're pretty close. MRE is good or awful. It depends on the MRE. And also how many of you've eaten. And I ate so many MREs throughout the training, because it was like our... Even when we had the DFAC, where we could, like, get actual food, all of our lunches were MREs. And then when we were in the box, all of our meals were MREs. Yeah. So, I ate so many MREs. Very tired of them. There's only so many different kinds of MREs there are in existence, and Everything starts kind of tasting the same after a while. I was born in 87. Indeed. At least you got a shower? Yes. So, again, with the train thing, like, the Sergeant Major was like, we're gonna stay here until it gets done, and we're, even if it takes us until whatever. And then, like, the first sergeant, or our first sergeant was like, you're gonna stick all of these guys on the bus for 18 hours unshowered? And he was like, I didn't mean that. Oh, a lot of people born in 87 around here. But yes, we did get a shower before we got on the buses. Thank goodness. That would have been some more misery that we didn't need. Sorry, I was just like yelling. Fair. How long was the shower when you got home? I haven't actually taken any like super long showers since I've been home. I'm just glad to be able to take showers at all. He meant he just to get away with it. Getting used to being smelly pretty fast. I mean, probably. You get nose blind after a certain amount of time. I feel sorry for the bus driver, though. They have to torch the seats. Yeah, right. An entire bus full of people that have been sweating in freaking 109/43 degrees for like the entire day from sun up to sundown. You're August. Gotcha. They might have caused a fire by themselves. Well, you see, Lars, that's why you have the disability and stuff, right? Because you're an ancient, old dinosaur person. Literally ancient, right? What, are you like a month older than me or something, Lars? A few years ago, I told people I was born on 31st when they asked, but turns out my birthday is in fact the 30th. I just forgot. There have been years where I forgot how old I was. People like ask me, I'll be like, I don't know. Hold on a second, let me do math. A crumbling barrel of the community. Weeks. Gotcha. Fair. It's you all the time. Yeah, I mean, there's not, like, really a lot of reason to remember, for the most part. Unless you, like, go to the doctor fairly often or something, and they're like, when were you born? How old were you? You know? Did they make fun of you for being old? I was born in 87, you did the math, right? Yeah. Figure it out. Kids care, I don't. Yeah. I mean, there's really not a lot of reason to care. Right? Other than just like the gee whiz, I'm this old. Like, after a certain point, it's like, I'm not dead. I haven't died yet, so I guess that's good. Keep that up, I guess. I just want to live till I die. No more, no less. Medical reasons, yeah. You're at least 8. I can't count to 8. I gotta count to 5. This is gonna be a problem. Oh, great. How's the acid reflux or general sleep issues, by the way? I mean, for the last month I've been sleeping, sitting up in a truck in fully clothed. For the most part, so, that hasn't been going particularly well. Since I've been home, my sleep has been okay, but kind of like, you know, generally wibbly wobbly, but it's not terrible. Acid reflux has been okay since I've been taking omeprazole or whatever the crap. Fair enough, Uniform, fair enough. And Uniform is a doctor, DM. So we know it's true. He succeeded in some medical testing. Like, so we know he knows what he's talking about. Acid reflux for me absolutely hates my having flexible sleep schedules and greasy foods, but it's fine. I eat omeprazole or any other PPIs. Yeah. I have like Gaviscon as well if things get crazy, but I don't usually like to take both of those things at the same time. Exactly halfway through doctor training now. 3 more years. 3 more years. 3 more years. I try to avoid things that are going to set off my acid reflux, but at the same time, like, sometimes I just want to eat food that tastes good, you know. You got gout over there, Lars? Is that what's going on? I'm glad you can walk again. That's good. You have gout. Okay, well, there you go. Not the usual joint, I say. As an almost qualified doctor, how do you feel about this? Ferric crystal as opposed to pseudo gaga, which is calcium diphosphate. Why do you remember everything I've forgotten? Uric acid being too high. Get more water, sodium. Because you literally have doctor in your name in some weird accent. What? Uniform might be the most qualified person here to make a medical diagnosis. I'm certainly not. What about you peeing? Doctor Uniform accent. Would you like a second opinion? It could be gout. It could also not be gout. More tests required. Send you some blood. Just mail some freaking blood to the UK. That'll get through customs real easy. Sure, it's fine. Can make semi-qualified guess when it comes to psychological issues. Yeah, Nimwin should probably talk to Lars more. Lars could use the help. You're also ugly! TF2 medic. He's a head doc, not a head doc. Do you wanna be? Are you handing out licenses or something, Lars? Is that what's going on? Hey, you there. You look like you should be a head doctor. Here, have this license. It comes with a free blood sample. This is all normal. Everything you're hearing here is normal. Do not concern yourself. It's custom. Oh. Good to know. I'll have to remember to bring my blood sample and head doctor license if I ever choose to visit. Allegedly. Is being interesting to talk to for psych people the same as like when a doctor goes, I've never seen this before? That's interesting. I don't know if that's a positive thing. You never want to be an interesting case. I want to be tediously routine. Yes, exactly. I want to go in and the doctor go, ah, yes, I've seen this 100 times. Here's how you fix it. I love it. It means people will listen to me. Yes. Semi-qualified. People call for surveys. They literally call to ask for my opinion, and I'm paid to listen to them. It's awesome. It sounds tedious. But I'm glad you like it. I don't know if I would like to be labeled as a person that should fill out more surveys. Do I want a young doctor who has not felt many balls, but will be super keen to refer, or do I want an experienced doctor who's felt hundreds of bullocks and might be a bit blasé? Random survey, a random quotation mark survey on alcohol consumption a few months ago. Good news, it's not going to kill me, or more importantly, stop working. Well, there you go. I'm glad things turned out okay. It's one of those things you really don't want to have go wrong. Both at the same time. From both ends. Oh, I can close some of these tabs now. A bunch of freaking tabs open from thing I was doing. Yeah, doctors, I'm sure, unless they're like, even if they're like a new doctor, they probably already, dealt with that sort of thing quite a lot already, so. Probably not. Probably more of a concern to not get checked than, be concerned about them caring. Oh, also, another bit of news. I bought another main monitor because my main monitor is going to shite. The other day, and care of Hyper, I am going to be receiving a new PC, or mostly new PC. So I can finally retire this old dog. Refurbished. Yeah. Or whatever the case may be. Yeah, it's already put together. Sent pictures of it to me. Actually, yes, Winklebot. That does mean that. Before I get my new computer put together, I will complete the main quest for Morrowind on stream. So yes, that'll be happening. That's another announcement, I guess. Morrowind main quest going to be completed before I swap PCs. Yeah, it's a pretty stocky machine. It'll be fine. I've got plenty of room under my desk, but yeah, it's a pretty big box. With or without mods? What, Morrowind? Oh. Hundreds of mods. Literally hundreds. I have a playthrough that's going currently, but I have like all the mods and everything still installed on my computer from that playthrough. I've had all that stuff installed on my computer for like years from the playthrough I was doing earlier. I just never finished it, or finished the main quest or whatever. So it was always the joke, is that, I would complete Morrowind when I got a new computer because I'd have to, because I wasn't going to like reinstall all of the mods on a new PC to do it. So now it's actually happening. Yeah, it's pretty solid. It is pretty solid. It's not like the best of the best ever, but it's very solid, particularly for the price point. Which, to Hyper's credit, he wanted to just give me that computer, but I'm not going to let him do that, so. GPU is good enough. Yeah, it should run pretty much everything. Like, the only reason I'd want something better is because, one, I would be buying it up front, so might as well, and two, like, maybe it would be better for, like, rendering and stuff like that for all of the, like, video editing and stuff that I do. But I feel like that should still be fine. And again, for the price tag... Hyper selling it to you? Yes. Well, like I said, he was going to give it to me, but I forced him to sell it to me. background. No. I think I'll probably just end up running same old background that I have been running. Yes, I refused. I'm still getting a really good deal for what the computer is, but I would not take it for free. The blinding white pillar is my background the whole time. But yes. So the PC's getting upgraded, my main monitor's getting upgraded. Which means I can actually like do some more stuff. Potentially with lighting back here as well. So I wanted for a long time, I'll have to see how much all this costs, everything like that. I wanted for a long time, there is a way to set up so that like the lights back here can be controlled by people like doing the chair points things without me like hitting a button and stuff, right? Like people do the chair points to just happen, right? There's programs to like interface for that. So I wanted to set that up. So like the lighting back here can get changed by people in the chat by just like redeeming, and then it just happens, right? So with the new PC and everything like that, I'm going to look into like how all that works and how complicated that's going to be. Professor 1 Pitchman for his Warhammer mod? No, I'm not doing that. Friday review is tracking, but I was told Wednesday. The counter clerk not doing their jobs right. I mean, it might still show up on Wednesday. In any case, it doesn't really matter. My understanding, that's his mod. He made it. Like, he wants to just use it for himself. Like, that's totally reasonable. Like, it's already hard enough to try to find your niche on Twitch without, like, giving away all your freaking, like, cool guy stuff that you can do, right? So I wouldn't even want him to give it to me because it's, like, something cool that he specifically has that could, like, get him more viewers, right? I want to be like, hey, that's a cool thing. I'm going to take your cool thing. Yeah, Lars. You stayed up way later than you were expecting to, so I hope you we have a good night.
Is it really that time again? It seems as if you only just arrived.
We're back, B. Let's go.
Let's go. Hey, Particles, how you doing? 56 freaking months. This guy. Look at this guy. Must be like early in the morning over there, right? Scatter, right? Yeah, Particles just manages to join it after all the stories and announcements. Good job. Well done. It's not like I was started my stream at like 1 a.m. or something for you. I started at 3 a.m. Okay, yeah, that's right. I did push it back a little bit. And you're in New Zealand, so I think it was originally going to be like 1 a.m. for Australia. So yeah, 3 a.m. for New Zealand makes sense. Checks out. I'll tell you one thing. My voice is not used to talking for 6 hours straight. Ugh. Also, it's been basically just me, like, straight up talking this entire time because I didn't even have a game in the background. I was, like, literally just storytelling for, like, 5 hours. Glad to be back, though? Heck yeah. Gonna have to get used to it. I mean, I will definitely get used to it again. Like, I've done 16-plus hour streams, right? And then, like, turn around and, like, do another, like, 12-hour stream the next day. So it'll be fine. It's just the last month I haven't been, you know, talking for like literally hours straight, you know. So it'll take a little bit to get back into it. It'll be fine after a couple days, I'm sure. Yes, I am super happy to be back. Super happy. We're going in July now. Second half of this year should be a lot more chill. So like I said earlier, we do be going full-time streamer, at least for the next year. Try to find success. So get ready for that. Prepare your butts. Like more full-time than I was before. I'm gonna try to be a professional. Gonna try. I don't think we're gonna succeed at being a professional, but you know, we'll attempt. Also, Particles, you'll be happy to hear that very soon we will be continuing and completing the Morrowind main quest. So Morrowind is becoming a reality. I don't think we have too much of the main quest left. It'll definitely be several sessions of play, particularly if we get sidetracked. But yeah, like, we were fairly close. We were past the halfway point, at least, for the main quest. I'll have to see. I have to go back in the VODs and, like, refresh my memory. Like, what the heck I was doing. Eldritch entity of game mechanics? It is, to a certain sense, because it is one of the more RPG versions of a Bethesda game. And it is just old in general, so... Another fan project of Elder Scrolls games came out. Now they are trying to put them all into the Starfield engine. Okay. Good luck, I guess. Yeah. I mean, it had its highlights, but also... Yeah. It's a thing that exists. It's not, like, objectively horrible, but it's not, like, good either, I wouldn't say. It's a game that if you like that sort of thing, you could probably get some fun out of it, but if you're not, like, totally sold on the idea, probably shouldn't bother. I'm sure mods will, you know, add a bunch of stuff, but again, you shouldn't have to have modders fix your game. Make it, you know, like, well-rounded and everything. There is, I mean, I suppose there might be that too. How many modders could you get to care? The modders are also quitting how soulless the game was. Should like it on paper at least, but it's just plain to play. It don't even last more than 20 hours. Yeah, it just feels like... the sense of adventure just isn't really there. Every time I tried to watch it, I was like falling asleep. Like, I kept trying to watch it to be like, how good is Starfield? Is it actually worth buying? I just kept falling asleep. It's not a good sign. And then, like, I don't know if you actually, like, know how, like, the ending is or whatever, but oh my gosh, stupid. Like, oh boy, how exciting. Got it for 1 month worth of games or Windows Live or whatever. Oh yeah, the heck is that called? Anyways, yeah, the freaking thing where you can play certain games for like a monthly subscription or whatever. Game Pass, yeah, that's it. The thing where you throw money at Microsoft and get to play games, right? Sir Pricely. Ugh. Well, yeah, the next several months should become wild. We'll see how it goes. Gonna be a lot of moving parts. Between like me spinning everything up for the stream and hopefully the YouTube channel again, and getting the new computer and getting all that set up and trying to like improve stuff for the stream. Yeah. Yeah, there'll be a lot of things to look forward to. A lot of things to look forward to. A lot of work, but should be worth it. I also need to start working out again. Like actually going to the gym and working out. Because obviously the last couple of months it's not really been very feasible. Not really many gyms in the middle of the woods. Yeah. So. Yeah, so gotta start doing that again. Might try to start in, like, doing some more amp guard stuff as well. See if I can actually, like, get good again. Hopefully not break myself in the process. Yeah, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things I want to do. And obviously, you know, actually spend more time with people. Because all my job won't be prohibiting me from actually, like, seeing people and, like, doing things. Of course, I will still have to try to maintain some kind of streaming schedule and all that stuff, but, you know. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. It'll be a lot of work. I haven't bought anything from the Summer Steam sale yet, no. I'm sure there's stuff that I could purchase, but I just haven't yet. I'm sure if there's anybody out there that wants to get freaking Warhammer DLC, though, now's a good time. What about Pearls of Eternity if you hadn't already? Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, I should get Songs of Conquest now because it's the summer sale. And then I, like, looked at my library and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Winklebot already bought that for me. Never mind. I got Total War Troy, and I'm going to get Horizon Forbidden West / Dawn games. Okay. Yeah, those are probably fairly cheap now, particularly with the sale. Maybe I should pick up, like, Hell Let Loose. Yeah, I've heard the Horizon series is pretty good. Hitman Rule of Assassination is 90% off. That could be kind of a fun series to go through. Or like the like infinite mode or whatever. Yeah, Sonic Conquest. Yeah, I that's definitely a game. Definitely a game I'm gonna play. So I've got several things. I gotta finish Morrowind. Yeah, I've got to finish Morrowind. We've got to play RimWorld at some point. We got more Warhammer we need to do. I got to finish Rogue Trader at some point. Well, yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 as well. Yep, that's true. Just a few 100-hour games. Don't worry about it. Fine. Space Hulk. Yeah, I always heard Space Hulk was kind of like mid. Yeah, you can actually play it without bugging out now. That's the big thing with Rogue Trader is I've waited long enough that it actually, like, I never really got to a point in the game where it was like ridiculously buggy, a little bit buggy, but not really ridiculously buggy. And now that it sounds like they fixed the other stuff, that's a problem. So I'm kind of glad that I stopped and let them fix the stuff before I like charged or tried to like charge all the way through the game, dealing with potential like giant bugs. Breaking everything. Nothing messes with one's flow state like everything breaking. Death Cult Assassin Follower as well, right? There's some other games that I think would be cool too to play. That Workers and Resources game looks kind of neat for a city builder. I think they sent me a code for that too, actually. Like, if I wanted to play that for free, I'm sure I could. I got so much other stuff I need to do, though. Like, I could add more stuff to the list, but... I already gotta do so much other stuff. Oh, I wonder... Eh. Okay. Bunch of the RimWorld DLCs are like 10% off. Not like crazy, but... You seen other people playing that? Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it's pretty good. I haven't watched too much of it, but it seems like it'd be fun. Gotta make the trains run on time. You know, it is. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I gotta figure out, like, what my actual streaming schedule is gonna be now, too. Like I said, I need to try to figure out, like, some kind of schedule that, you know, Europeans, Americans, and people from Australia and / New Zealand can actually, like, watch. Which is kind of difficult, but, you know. Oh, like, um, the city builder, like, workers and whatever the crap. I forget what it's called. Again. Balance streaming around the entire world, easy. Yeah, right? What could possibly go wrong? Workers and resources. That's what it is. Yeah. U.S. graveyard shift. GJ can watch from work since he works from home. The afternoons are particles. I'll be walked to watch because of insomnia. I mean, graveyard shift is what I did for a real long time, obviously. The one true time zone. Just change facts of reality. Sure, it'll be fine. All right. So my peoples, I think I'm gonna probably hop off for now. I've been going for just about 6.5 hours, and I am very hungry. So I was thinking about potentially gaming a bit at the end of the stream after telling all the stories and stuff. But I think I might just jump off and go get some food to eat. And yeah, I don't know. We'll figure out what I'm doing the rest of the evening. Maybe I'll hop back on again. I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I do appreciate all you guys coming on through. You're going to have to figure out a way to eat in the middle of streams if you're doing it full time. I mean, not necessarily. Like, I've done plenty of 16-hour streams before where it hasn't been that big of an issue. That being said, I should have, like, something, right? Yeah, I should probably figure something out, but I don't know. It's something that if I have something I could like go and eat while I'm on break. I don't like eating on stream. I don't like eating, like forcing people to watch me eat. I'm sure some people like get off on that sort of thing, like no doubt. I know people do, but like in general, I don't like the idea of eating on stream. Heavy use of slow cookers going forward. We do have pressure cooker. Yeah. Yeah, I will figure something out in that regard too. So that we can do better, longer streams without, me being able to like take a break and stuff. At least I have PCG TV to like keep people entertained while I go off for like 10 minutes or something, But yeah, you guys have an absolute fantastic rest of your day or evening or morning or whatever it is. Like I said, I do greatly, greatly appreciate all you guys coming through and listening to me blabber for like 6.5 hours about all the random shit that happened. I still left some stuff out yet, but I think I hit most of the points. Anyways, there's still some like cool engagements and stuff that I didn't talk about, but all good. I will talk to you guys in the near future. I am sure. I'm hoping. I think I should be able to stream tomorrow. I think unless something happens. Yeah. So we'll try for that. And again, maybe I'll fire the stream up again tonight if I'm feeling ambitious. But all right. Till next time, guys. Stay safe and healthy, and I will catch you guys in the next stream. Thank you again for all of the resubs, you crazy freaking people. Insane. Insane. Love you all.